Before cities, before time, Earth was alive, untamed, and roaring with chaos. Between fire and stone, life took its very first breath. Millions of years later, they stood on the edge of survival, hunters becoming the hunted.
Every hunt was a battle, one mistake, and the story ended forever. Then, for the first time the Foldi, humans created light, and the darkness bowed before them. From a single spark came power, the birth of technology.
Something awakened inside. Thought, reason, imagination.
To survive, they fought not just nature, but each other.
Every drop, every breath long, was a story of survival. And that night, around the fire, humanity truly began. They entered the forest, a place older than fear itself.
But something else lived here, silent, cold, and waiting. In the jungle, only one law mattered. Who saw first, lived.
It struck without sound. Death coiled in silence.
Panic was their first reaction. Courage came after. They had no weapons, only will. But will was enough.
Nature gave it poison. Humans answered with fire and fury.
And for the first time gay, they used flame as a weapon. The forest became a battlefield between instinct and invention. And at last, the hunter became the hunted.
They had faced death and learned they could conquer it. Fear became their teacher, not their master.
From battle came innovation. The first weapon was born from pain.
For the first time, they planned, they imagined survival before it happened.
They were no longer prey. They were hunters of the impossible. After the serpent's fall, peace returned, but not for long. From the mountains came a sound older than thunder, the roar of the great cat. With fangs like knives and muscles forged for killing, it ruled the ancient world. The forest was silent, too silent. Even the wind seemed to hold its breath. From the shadows, unseen eyes watched them Sulik, Hungu, patient.
And then Pangeon, the silence broke. The king of predators attacked.
Instinct met instinct hard. Tooth against tool. Survival against extinction. In that chaos, they fought not just for food pad, but for the right to live another sunrise.
Even in pain, they stood together. It was their unity that kept them alive.
And with one strike, they changed the story of fear forever.
That night, fire burned brighter in Tek, not from wood, but from courage.
They learned from every battle. Every scar was a teacher. They were no longer prey. They had become hunters, the masters of the wild. But the wild had no mercy. For every beast they conquered, another waited.
And so they marched forward tagged into the unknown, with courage as their only weapon.
One day, the sky itself turned against them. Thunder roared like the anger of the gods. At dawn they came to the river, to drink, to wash, to begin another day. Every cut was learned, every edge earned with patient hands.
They read the land for food, roots, fruits, the quiet gifts of the earth. Play was practice Benjry. The young learned the craft of survival through games.
By fire they taught each other, Hazing. Stories, warning, ways to live.
Food was shared. Survival was collective, the tween. No one ate alone.
They turned branches and skin into shelter, a fragile home against a fierce world.
Every meal carried risk. Caution kept them alive when hunger called.
Together they marked moments, the first rituals of a species remembering itself. A new day came, proof they had endured another night. Together they learned to hunt, to move as one, to think as many. The gift of fire became the bond that held them close.
Knowledge flowed from the old to the young, the first inheritance of humankind.
Rain cleansed their scars. The world began again. They painted their world, memory made visible on stone. And so they walked, falling, chasing the horizon, carrying the fire within.
Their steps became ours, echoes of 1,000,000 years.
The story of humanity never ended. It just waits to be remembered. Subscribe and keep the fire alive.